everyone, my name is Janna, and I'm basically here today to teach you how to do a homemade manicure. The reason I'm doing this is I had a bunch of girlfriends come to me and say how much they hated that they spent anywhere from $25 to $50 a week going to nail salons and doing their nails. So I figured I know how to do a manicure at home, might as well share it with the rest of my friends, right? So today I'll be teaching you how to do a manicure free, and you can basically use household items or very cheap items that you can buy in a manicure set at the store. So we're going to start with a little bowl of water. Now the reason you're going to dip your hand in the water is to soften the cuticle. So you just basically dip your hand in some warm water. You can put some soap or lotion in it if you prefer, and just hold it there from anywhere from 30 seconds to about a minute. You can do one hand at a time because if you're doing your manicure yourself, you're going to need the other hand to do the manicure. So here we go. So I'm just going to soak my hand. Okay. Now that the cuticle is kind of, I guess you could say, enlarged, you know the way that your fingers get pruny in water? The same thing happens to the cuticle, except it happens faster than it does to the rest of your skin. So what you need to do is, if you have very sensitive skin, you can just apply a little bit of a body lotion or a hand cream. I'm just using just some hydrating body lotion I happen to have. Just take a small dab of it, and you can, small dab, and you can just put it on each of the cuticles like this, and just rub it in. Now this will just make the cuticle even softer and easier to cut away or to push away. And then just dab it away just a little bit. Don't wipe it off completely. You can close this. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna use a cuticle pusher. If you don't have a cuticle pusher, this is what a cuticle pusher is. It kind of looks like an elongated spoon, and it has like a nail cleanser on the other side. So if you don't have one of these, which you may not because it is a salon tool, you can use this. It actually has a cuticle pusher and a cuticle cutter on the other side, and these you can get for very cheap in any manicure kit from Shoppers Drug Mart or PharmaPlus, anywhere. If you don't have one of those, you can get about 500 of these. It's an orange wood stick. You can get about 500 of them for $5 in a pack at any beauty supply store. Now this isn't the best option, but it may be the cheapest option, so you can use this as well. It's basically a wooden stick and it has flat edges on each side, which can be used to push the cuticle. Now because I do have this tool, I'm just going to use this tool. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the spoon side down onto your nail and just push the cuticle upwards. Now if you don't know what a cuticle is, it's the skin that covers part of your nail like this. It's the skin that grows onto the nail. Now the reason we push the cuticle up and sometimes cut it during a manicure is so that we can paint the entire nail and have a lasting manicure. So the nail polish lasts longer, it doesn't chip as fast around the base of the nail. So we're just going to push the cuticle upwards. The lotion helps because it just makes the whole process smoother. Now I've pushed it all upwards. If you have not cut your cuticles before or had them cut in a salon, I suggest you don't start. The reason I say that is because once you start cutting your cuticles, you have to keep cutting them. The reason being that you start to get hangnails. So it has to be a continuous process. So if you've never done it before, don't start doing it now. If you really need to, just push the cuticle upwards with the cuticle pusher, and then just start painting your nails. If you have cut it before, like I have, I've had it cut in a salon, then you can continue to cut it, but be careful. In a salon, they tend to use this tool, just like a nail clipper. I like to use a small pair of nail scissors with a kind of a groove more, because it tends to cut more carefully and you can't clip the skin the way that you can with this. When you do clip the skin, you start to get peeling skin over here, and you get hangnails that basically go upwards, and it's very painful. So what you're gonna do is, I've already clipped most of the cuticles on my nails, except for on this finger and I believe on this finger, so I'll show you how to do that. Just make sure you don't have too much cream, because then the scissors will get slippery. So basically all you do is you just bring the scissor in on the end and start to snip the cuticle away. I trimmed them recently, so there's not much to trim, but if you haven't trimmed your cuticles in a while, there may be more for you to trim away. Now you're basically just trimming the skin that you pushed back. So this one's good. And you're just gonna go from here and go all the way around. Be careful not to pinch yourself with the scissors. And it's much easier the longer you hold your hands in the water, because the more raised the cuticle becomes. So once you've done that, you can either wash the lotion off your fingers with just some water, or you can rub it off with acetone depending on the kind of lotion that you've used. So I just dip my hands back in the water and wipe them clean. And what I suggest you do next is take a buffer, a light buffer. This one has harder ridges on one side and softer ridges on the other side. So I'm gonna actually use the softer side, because the harder ridges are intended for acrylic or fake nails. I have natural nails, so I'm not gonna need to use the harder side. Very, very lightly, just buff the nail, very lightly. This is just to get off any excess nail polish that you may have had on that you missed, or any dirt or debris that'll get stuck under the nail polish or the growth polish that you put on afterwards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a nail file. You can use any kind you want. I prefer the ones that have the sandpaper to the metal ones. I find that the metal ones are too harsh on your nails, so I use this one. And now you're going to shape your nail. Now, right now something that's really popular is a Catwoman-like nail. What it basically is a pointy edge, or rather a pointy tip with angular edges. So what you would do to get that look is angle your brush like this and start filing until the nail was straight upwards, or was on an angle rather, straight like that. And do the same thing on the other side until they both met at a point, and then you would slightly round the point. Now I like my nails to be square shaped, it's just my preference, so I'm going to do a square shape on my nails. So what you do is you just place the file beside your nail and file upwards. Same thing on the other side, and then straight across the top. And that just gives you a square shape. And I'm gonna do the same with all of my nails. Now my nails don't need to be filed too much because I file them regularly, but you may have to do a little more filing, especially if you want your nails to be shorter. I always suggest filing nails to cutting nails, just because you have more to work with and you can't accidentally cut too much off. So now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a base coat, because I want to put a color on afterwards. But if you want to just go with the natural look, you can apply a base coat for shine, or a nail strengthening system like Rejuvicate, which basically just makes your nails stronger and helps them grow longer. So you're just going to take the base coat, and now that you don't have the cuticles in the way anymore, you're going to go right to the base of the nail and all the way out and cover the entire nail. This is something I find that they don't do in salons, and it's kind of my biggest pet peeve, because they don't tend to cover the entire nail, and I find that it's really important. It doesn't look very professionally done when they start too far away from the base of your nail where the skin is. So I like to go right up to where the skin is and all the way out on all my nails. And as you can see, even with the base coat, you have a shiny finish and it looks very natural and nice. And that's basically it. That's the tutorial for today, and thanks so much for watching. Feel free to give me any kind of feedback you like, comment below, and subscribe. There'll definitely be more videos to come. Bye!